Since the day I transferred here, my life changed in so many different ways, and I wouldn't be here before you if I didn't make that decision to come to Vashon High School and experience the things I've ever experienced from sports, academic, and just the culture of Vashon.
When Franklin walked through the doors of Vashon High School, he made his mark on the field, later becoming a legend at the University of Missouri, and eventually moving on to the NFL.
He's like my brother. We were here at the same time when he came over from Beaumont and came to Vashon, and we just kind of, with open arms embraced him.
He had the name Helicopter, and I was like, helicopter? And I'm like, man, he was doing every dunk you could think of.
He was an electric football player, so he just, he made us better.
It made me grow up fast when I got over here. So for me, it was just like, if I'm gonna give back to anywhere in the state of Missouri, if I'm a coach, it's one or two places, but it's one for sure, which is being here at Vashon.
When Franklin decided to coach, he focused on not only winning, but building a close relationship with his players.
It's all about, like the intimacy. And I'm able to give that with the guys and interact with them, and they can actually touch someone that done something that they're striving for.
Coach Will, we have a great relationship. I feel like I can go to him at any time. I feel like he's part of my family,
Well, at the beginning of the summer, I actually talked to Coach Will. It was some words that he said to me that keep me going every day. I look at him every day before I wake up.
The biggest impact that he's had is, in the actual kid's life, from day to day. Just the little things that he do with his team and his players, as far as, building the culture and doing stuff outside of football.
During his first year of coaching, the Wolverines went 1-9.
That first year, I was so gun-struck on making sure we lay a true foundation and not just, oh man, we getting kids in the school.
But the next 2 years, the team took off. In 2021, the Wolverines went 9-2, winning the Public High League Conference Championship and District Championship.
My sophomore year, when we didn't have COVID, that was the most leadership. Like, that group right there changed the whole team.
It almost gave me confirmation that you were doing it right.
If you look at some of the games he have won, he have beat some of the top county schools that have done good in the past.
This season, they face a bigger challenge, playing 3 of the top schools in the STL area, including the Kirkwood Pioneers, led by Will's former teammate, Jeremy Macklin.
See where, my guys are, and they can see where they are, and they can gauge how hard or what more they need to work on to advance themselves so they can one day be ranked or get the opportunity that their young men have.
I just think, man, just play football. That's what you came here to do. Just play football.
You gotta jump right into it.
This team has one goal and one goal only.
Be in the playoffs. Fighting for a state championship.
We ready! We ready, baby! We ready, baby! Here we go! Nigga, we coming, baby! You me, we want. 1, 2, 3.
To start the season off, the Wolverines played in one of the biggest games in the city, beating the Kirkwood Pioneers 28-27.
The kids played through probably one of the most exciting games to start the year off for me that I've seen in a long time.
At the end of that game, as a football coach, I was a little upset. Yeah, you want to win the football game, but it was really cool for me to see somebody who I'm really close with inspire his kids to play hard, for 4 quarters, and that's what he did, man.
We talked about the game, man. It was from his side. You guys played 4 quarters, and for me, it was, I wish I could get my team to start how fast your team started.
The next 2 games, they struggled against 2 powerhouse teams, including SLU and 2022 state champs, Cardinal Ritter.
teams like that had went deep into playoffs and know what it takes, they understand stage games. And to have programs like a Cardinal Ritter and St. Mary's, you have to go through battles. You have to go through wars. And we are just now getting into battles and war, which is why the schedule is set up as rigorous as it is first weeks of the season so that we can find out who we are.
And the Wolverines did just that. After the third game, they went on a 7-game winning streak, averaging 40 points per game and winning the Public High League Conference the second year in a row.
From there, I think the team seen that it takes consistency of attending practice. It takes dedication on the commitment you need to compete every day so that Saturdays can be rewarded in the way you want it to be. And from there, the leadership starts to pick up, man. The seniors start to do a hell of a job.
The Wolverines were off to a great start in the playoffs, knocking off Confluence Prep in a close game versus Parkway North, where sophomore De'Air Hill scored a total of 4 touchdowns and an interception caught by Dorian Phillips to seal the game away. The team managed to make the district championship, but the streak ended after a close game against Parkway Central.
He is De'Air Hill, and that is
The kids learn how to fight. Leadership standpoint, man, from controlling the guys in the building to making sure we get out there on the practice field, we compete and we practice the way we need to practice. And those were the things that were just the super highs that I seen.
As Franklin continues to play a big role in the players' lives, he also contributes a lot into his alma mater, including helping to discuss an establishment of a new stadium.
So, you know, the interesting thing about the football field is actually something that was supposed to be a part of Phase 2 a long, long time ago when the school was built, actually. And it just came back on, you know, on the desk midway through last school year or whatever.
We passed a proposal not too long ago, 2 weeks ago, that allowed us the money that we needed outside with the outside sourcing, besides St. Louis Public Schools, that's going to have a field out here at Vashon High School for the first time in school history.
Along with the new field, the school expects to have their first ever homecoming in the next year.
Vashon High School can send out a letter to all former football players on that date when we set the date of what their homecoming day is going to be and who it's going to be against, to welcome every team back or every football player back, to finally give them something that they have truly paved the way for today.
It's real important to me. People don't understand, you know, being a Vashonite, you know, someone that went here and you've never had a place to call your home, to be honest, especially when it comes to football. To be able to do that, I think it's more of an attraction for inner city kids, for our kids to be wanting to come to Vashon, to look at the fabulous facilities that we have, especially with basketball.
Come in and you can get those guys back, and I know they probably gonna cry just as well as I cried. They just even say, hey man, we got a home field like we do. Like, we're not going to Gateway Tech or a lot of older people, O'Fallon Tech and all these different names of some of the schools that we have played in that was considered our home field, but never really our home field.